Let's go. We back. Live stream. It's that time, yeah. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling today? Hope y'all having a beautiful Friday here. It's nice, partly cloudy. About 32 degrees over here. Hot food. Got the nice skyline in front of me. Got the new desk set up. We're standing this stream. We're up. We're active. We're not sitting down. Sitting down is not good for you. So we're gonna stand today. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've streamed. Very excited. I think we're live. Hopefully someone joins in and types something in the chat. I actually have the chat in OBS now, so I don't have to have 3 different windows open. I can just have my OBS open, which is awesome. And yeah, I would love for someone to just confirm that I'm live, but well, we're just gonna run with it. Been a busy start of 2026 for me. Man, oh man. It is the 23rd. It is Friday. We have a lot to work on. We're gonna do some work. So we have this course here, Chris Cody's Golf Shop. Shout out Bryce. We are going to finish module 6, finish this kind of freebie he has. He's going to give out to people on how to create a tape scraper when it comes to scraping off the tape of your clubs there. So we're just gonna edit that, vibe out, maybe watch some music videos. The last live stream I did was a banger. It was a banger. But unfortunately, YouTube took it down because we were watching literally just the visuals of the music videos. YouTube was able to, like, some sort of tracking data YouTube has, and it took the stream down. I had 2 of my good buddies join the stream, and we were breaking down music videos. We were vibing, having a good time, editing, and it really broke my heart to see that, it ultimately got taken down. I tried appealing it a couple times, didn't work. So maybe no watching music videos today because YouTube is on me. But I hope we're live. I'm just gonna send this out to a few of my friends just to make sure that we are live. All right. But if you happen to join in and you're seeing this from the jump, how you doing? How's your day? Hope you're having a beautiful day, and hope you stay blessed. We are going to edit some videos. I did just see this new video dropped on YouTube, a hard rock video, and I do want to watch it. Summers, yes, yeah. But we don't want to get the stream taken down again because that wasn't fun. All right. So we are just gonna go ahead here. Get the link from the live stream. Damn, I look white. Let's go. Livy, in here like swimwear, audio working. Thank you. I look pasty and white like Casper the Ghost. Goodness gracious. I see myself in that little box down low. I got the window here. I got the light here. Maybe it's a little too much light. Am I a little too white, Livy? You can be real with me. Got the chapstick on me. Yeah, I think we'll do a quick little story post just to invite people in. It's Friday. People are working. It's midday. No one's gonna No one's gonna be coming in, but we'll throw it up just to give them a little invite. Say, hey, we're streaming. What's up? How you doing? You know what I mean? Just gonna clean that up. Okay. Copy link. Cool. Just throwing up a story for people to join the live stream. Just a quick little invitation. And then we're gonna go boom, link, paste, customize text, live stream number 11. We already did live stream number 11, but it got taken down and my heart was broken, and honestly, it discouraged me so much. It discouraged me so much because it was my best live stream. Like I had like two of my boys join on Discord and we're reviewing music videos with the audio shut off. The videos were muted and YouTube still took me down. I didn't really understand why or how, and then until it got taken down, my screen went black, and I'm like, no, I'm still on Discord with my homie Nick, and yeah, it was a bummer, let me tell you. But man, oh man, do we have a lot to edit, and I am excited. I am stoked. We have a course coming out, a workflow course, exactly how I go about editing this clip farming style. If you watch my live streams, you get a good grasp of it, but in this course I'm building, I go in depth and I show you exactly how to do it, the exact workflow that I've used in these different media companies I've worked with, and what I do for my own business, how I operate, really simply. And yeah, it's almost there. It's almost there. Like that first version of it, and I'm very excited to get it in the hands of anyone who wants to learn the workflow and the process, the systems behind the editing and the distribution. I'm going to be adding more into it, but we're just focused on that for now. So, boom, let's get into editing. Let's get some vibey tunes going. Boom. Let's go to YouTube. iPhone 16. Let's go lo-fi. Real low. Cool. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna be editing module 6 in this tape scraper for my boy Bryce. And a big reason why I like to do it on live stream is so I can track my time, I can track my hours when I'm editing. So let's hop right into it. Ready in 3, 2,
All right, so this is just the intro, so you can stay where you are. All right. Welcome to module 6, swing rating.
Oh gonna throw my headphones in as well, just so it's not echoing, you know what I mean?
Here we'll be covering one of the most important concepts in...
Pretty loud, so let's just go ahead and just hit G on all the audio clips, give it another -4.
Here we'll be covering one of the most important concepts in... Here we'll be covering the most important concepts in all of club building. Well, it's one that most... Alright, so this is just the intro, so you can stay. Welcome to Module 6. Welcome to Module 6. Swing... Welcome to Module 6. Swing weighting. Swing weighting. Here we'll be covering one of the most important concepts in all of club building. While it's one that most weekend golfers don't even know about, it sets the gold standard for how to build clubs that feel good. By the end of the module, you'll be able to understand what swing weight is, how to build a club to a target swing weight, and some little tricks to control it after epoxy work. If you don't have a swing scale, there are ways to calculate an approximation using a gram scale and some math, but it is worth the investment if you're doing a lot of builds and want to control precision. All the other materials you might need are listed below. Let's get started.
Here, 3, 2, 1, yes sir. So a new technique that I learned that's been around for some time that I just kind of started doing is phenomenal. It's basically, it deletes all the filler words and those pauses for you. AI does it inside of Premiere. I'm not going to do it for this video because I'm just going to go through and technically do it. And sometimes those pauses, those gaps are needed in a course, in a module like this, because they might be demonstrating something visually and you don't want to just, manually cut it. But for like a podcast or an interview, all you need to do is go to text, transcribe your sequence, and then you come up here and then you go to filler words, and then you would hit the delete button, delete all, and then you would go to the pauses and then delete button, delete all, and it cleans out your project. What other filters does it have? Censored words, so any swears, and it could detect different speakers too, certain text. It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. But again, we're not going to do it for this project because it's not what it requires.
So before we go ahead and build a club swing weight, we first need to understand what it is, why it's important, and the things that actually change it, and the variables that actually change it. If you have your own scale, you first need to understand what it is, why it's important, and the things that actually change it, and the variables that actually change it. If you have your own scale, make sure you get it ready. This lesson will also be pretty heavy with information, so if it helps to take notes, feel free. So first, let's create a general definition for what swing weight is. Basically, it's the distribution of weight throughout a golf club. Anytime you've picked up a club, you have been experiencing swing weight. If it feels heavy or light or just right, that's basically what it is. If you have ever picked up a club that has felt heavy, light, or just right, you've already experienced swing weight. I need to grab a club, yeah.
Copy. 3, 2.
Think of it this way. If you were to take a club and balance it on your finger, if you take a club find where it balances on your finger. If you this way, if you were to this way, if you take a club, find where it balances on your finger. If I was to add weight to the head, finger. If I was to add weight to the head, the club would tip this way. And I'd have to reposition my finger closer in order to get it to my finger, closer in order to get it to balance. That's basically the concept of swing weight. And the scale applies, and the scale assigns an actual value to swing weight. And the scale applies, and the scale assigns an actual value to that specific point.
Oof.
So let's take a closer look at the swing weight scale. Maybe this is where you can start swinging around.
Cool.
Let's watch the chord, yeah.
Yeah.
Start swinging around.
Cool.
Swing weight scale. This is where you can start swinging around. Let's watch the chord, yeah. So there's really two types. Take a closer look at the swing weight scale. So there's really two types of scales nowadays. Mine is a more traditional scale that has not.
I'm gonna fix this real quick. Beauty. Took all that brightness away from my face, but I needed it. Hold up. Now we just crank this up. Boom. How it should be. I was sick and tired of turning my neck to the left. Now it's right here in front of me. It's beautiful. All right, come on. Much better.
Notches. The alternative would be a digital scale that has a display and just shows you the number. Yeah, nice and close on this. So you kind of see the detail of everything there. So if you look closely, you'll see all the notches and letters. Would be a digital scale that has a display and just shows you the number. Yeah, nice and close on this. So you kind of see the detail of everything there. So if you look closely, you'll see all the. So if you look closely, you'll see all the notches and letters. What's up, Johnny? How are you?
All right, how are you?
Good. We're live right now, so
Okay.
just need notches and letters. Let's grab this.
We'll use this as B-roll, throw it on. Because this is a little bit more smooth than what we already got. Make sure snapping is on. Boom.
And letters. So if you look closely, you'll see all the notches and letters.
You make sure this is the right. Alright, good.
Let's grab this.
Delete that.
Okay. So if you look closely at the scale, you can see all the notches. And every 10 notches, there's a new letter.
Alright.
So for every display, and just shows you the number. So if you look closely at the scale, you can see all the notches. And every 10 notches, there's a new letter. So for every notch in between, we assign a number value. For example, right now the scale is reading at D2 because it's 2 notches in past D. D2 also happens to be the most common swing weight for a club off the rack. Just think of this as where most people think it feels best. Common range for senior flex would be C8 to D0, and most ladies end up between C5 and C7. Now this is just what is typical. Cut it back to me. Now those ranges are for C7. Now this is just what is typical. Now those ranges are just what's between C5 and C7. Now those ranges are for. Now those ranges are just what's typical. It doesn't have to be within that. Some be within that. Some aggressive players usually like a little bit heavier, and smoother players go for something that's a little lighter. So now let's cover what actually changes your value. There are 4 main rules. A 2-gram difference in the head. A 2-gram difference in the head is worth 1 point. Difference in the head is worth 1 point. A 5-gram difference in the butt is worth 1 point. A 9-gram difference in the shaft is worth a point. But that's a little harder to predict, as weight can be positioned differently in different model shafts. And finally, a 1/2 inch in length is. And finally, a 1/2 inch in length is. Length is a 1/2 inch in length changes 1/2 inch model shafts. And finally, a 1/2 inch. And finally, a 1/2 inch in length changes 3 points. What you really start to realize is every time you change the club. What you start to realize is almost every time you change the club. What you start to realize is almost every time you change the club. Every time you change the club, you also change the swing weight.
Cardi Key. We're back, brother. How you doing?
What you start to realize is almost every time you change the club. What you start to realize is every time you change the club, you also change the swing weight.
Did I remember you? Of course I remembered you, dog. Of course Yo, Cardi. That last stream that you were on with my boy Nick, my boy Obi. Oh, dude. Oh, it got taken down. I was so devastated. That was the best live stream I've ever done. And, you know, this is in replace of it because that was 11. Now we're redoing 11. Yeah, man. Hey, big love to you. Big shout out to India. It was just so tough when that last stream went down. I know I keep talking about it, but it really discouraged me, and I haven't streamed since. But how's your day going, man? How's your Friday? Are you in school? Are you chilling? What's up? How's the forecast? Appreciate it, bro. I was waiting for you.
So let's dive a little bit deeper. As we know, club lengths progress a set. So this means the head weights also have to progress. Can you give me some room to my left? The head weights also have to progress. Can you give me some room to my left? Because I'm going to overlay a chart. So just put me on the right third.
But yo, Cardi, I've noticed a lot of your videos, like your shorts. I really like the before and afters and all that stuff. And where you're at is so beautiful, man. I'd just say keep at it, bro.
This chart, I weighed the club heads of a set just to represent.
You said,
if you check out.
Due to my exams, I just created a template for my videos. Okay, interesting. What's that template, bro? I see, because you want to save time, so you just throw it in there real quick. Template. You're using CapCut, right? And uploaded 3 photos I took today. Tight. Let's go, man. Keep uploading. Stay consistent. That's the name of the game, man. Love to hear it. I want to hear about this template though. So you made a template on CapCut, like yourself, or you're using a already pre-made
I
template?
weighed a set of club heads just so you can see the progression. At the top, the driver, since it's the top, the driver, since it's the longest club, has the lightest head, usually around 200 grams. And at the other end is your lob wedge, which is the heaviest, around 300 grams. As the length progresses, everything else covers that 100 gram. Everything else covers that 100 gram difference in between. The difference in iron, everything else covers that 100 gram difference in between. The difference in iron heads, as you go through your irons,
Yes, on CapCut by my own for personalized touch. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. I obviously I use Premiere. I've used DaVinci, iMovie. I dabbled with CapCut. I don't know really much about CapCut. I know there's a free version. It's essential for people who, aren't professionals and just want to create user-generated content. It's definitely better than the edits, portion in Instagram Reels and the TikTok editor. I know that for sure, and it's very mobile friendly. But you have the pro version. Nice, nice. But what I heard from my little times actually using it was the templates feature is dope, but the pre-made templates, like, they're hard to customize once the template's already there. Like, I saw some guy editing a video using a template and he wasn't able to, like, I forgot exactly what it was, but he couldn't customize it the way he wanted because it was the template was the template. But I'm intrigued on how you built your own template and for your own personalized touch. I would assume, but why create your own template rather than just using an already pre-made one?
between. As you go through your irons, the different grams. As the length progresses, everything else covers that 100 gram difference in between. As you go through your irons, the difference is usually 6 to 7 grams, and 300 grams. As you go through your irons, the difference is usually 6 to 7 grams per loft, which makes
You said yes, we can customize, but the text and photos only, not the animation. That's what it was in the transitions. Yeah, because I remember he was asking me for help, and he was like, "Yo, like, what should I do here?" And I'm like, "Oh, you should change how like this little animation looked." I forgot exactly what it was, and he was like, "Oh, I can't because the template." I'm like, "Damn." Because in Premiere Pro, when you have a template, you can use that template, use that preset, and then you can customize it to your liking. But CapCut, didn't allow for that, which kind of stunk. I had created my own because I can't get what I want. Yeah, facts. Good for you, bro. Good for you. I think that's gonna be a really big like digital product if it's not already, like someone selling CapCut templates. Because the in-app ones already, from what I've seen, like they're all right, but they're, you know what I mean? They're not like unique. So I'm glad to hear you're doing that, Cardi. Really glad to hear that. It's my guy right there.
which makes sense because every half inch is 3 points, and 3 points, and 3 point cents because every half inch is 3 points, and 3 points and 6 grams in the head is equal to those 3 points. So don't ignore swing weight, because if you do, every club in your build will feel different. If you can develop good control, you'll develop sets that feel great. In the next lesson, we'll start to cover how to control swing weight in an actual build. All right, that's good.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, so that's the first lesson. I'm just gonna label that yellow just so we know. Check up on Cardi. I had created my own. Yeah. Can I work for someone near your area just for experience and little financial support? I don't see why not, bro. I don't see why not, man. So if you're in India, how would you go about working for someone around here? Would you edit photos, edit videos? You know, are you gonna fly here and shoot, or you know, what's your service? I wouldn't say no. Where I'm at in Connecticut, a stat just came out. It's like the top 5 like worst states in the U.S. to actually run a business, and I don't know how truthful that was. I'm pretty sure it was on WFSB. I started selling my digital art pics. That's what's up. Go check it out. Definitely free for you, mate. I appreciate that, man. And let me try to grab that stat. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna check it out. What is it? How could I access that? Is it on your YouTube? Editing shorts for videos for you. Ah, got you. Yeah. Yeah, bro. I used to outsource work to editors for just like that extra polish pass of like sound effects, B-roll, effects. So if you can do that, bro, I could throw you some stuff. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just wanted to find this. WFSB. Did this come from? Something about Connecticut business. I came across it and I was like, damn. I think this person reposted it. Here we go.
Nick for you at 6. Wallet Hub ranking Connecticut one of the worst states in the country to start a business in. They say they took things into account like financial accessibility, labor costs, and office space affordability. When they created the list now, from best to worst, the data puts Connecticut at 47 out of 50. Connecticut ranks 47th in growth in number of small businesses, 43rd in labor costs, and 44th in cost of living. The top 3 states to start a business were Florida, Utah, and Texas. For more information, we have a whole article posted on this story on our website.
So yeah, I'm glad I found the video, but basically, Connecticut is the top 3 worst states in America to start a business, which I find kind of hard to think of, because like how would like, I don't know, some some random state in the middle of the US be a better spot? And basically it comes to affordability and the taxes and all that stuff. So if you're reaching out to me to do a lot of work, you might want to look elsewhere. But I mean, like, I'm not opposed to it, Cardi. For my channel, ooh. So yeah, like for my own stuff, yeah, that would be dope. I definitely need someone who's consistent, fast turnaround time. That's the most important to me. Yeah, my email is liamjcoleman3@gmail.com. I am going to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. I'll take a quick pee. Be right back. Please type my email. Do you use WhatsApp? A little bit here and there. Yeah, I have a WhatsApp. What happened to music? There we go. My email. It's just L LIAMJCOLEMAN3 @gmail.com. Yes. I would type it, but I gotta get back to editing, brother.
3, 2, 1, yes, sir.
So now you understand what swing weight is. It's time to cover the basic techniques on how to control it during a build. To follow along, get your swing weight scale and a gram scale. They both serve different purposes. Some tip weights. The thick stems, I'll give you a roll of that. The thick stems are the thick stems are for steel shafts, and the thin stems are for graphite. And if you saved your slit grip from Module 2, now is a good time to get that ready. And if you saved your slit grip from Module 2, grab that as well. If you saved your slit grip from Module 2, now is a good fight. And if you saved your slit grip from Module 2, grab that as well. Module 2, grab that as well. So let me have you start to loop around. So the final step before epoxy will be dry weighting. So think of inserting this between modules 4 and 5. So if we're working on a fresh build and we don't have a grip installed, we're going to use our slit grip. So most standard size grips end up being 50 grams, but they can vary based on the size, the texture, and even the color. If you weigh every different color tour wrap, you'll find that they all weigh If you throw every different color tour wrap, if you weigh every color, you'll find that they all weigh. If you throw every different color tour wrap on the scale, you'll find that they all weigh different. That they all have different weights. So if you use grip, have different weights. So if you use a slit grip, just make sure it represents the grip. If you use a slit grip, make sure it actually represents the weight of the grip you intend to use. If you don't have a slit grip, you can band the grip to the butt end of the club, and that'll simulate it just as well. Even having a lot of extra tape buildup can result in extra weight. For me, for every 3 extra pieces of tape, it adds 5 grams. It adds 5 grams to the butt end. It adds 5 grams to the butt end. If you want to try and build without a slit grip, you can just adjust your target weight. So if you know that your grip weighs 50 grams, So if you know that 50 grams is worth 10 points, you can adjust your target from D2 to E2. Then once you install the grip, it'll bring it all the way back down. E2. Then once you install the grip, it'll bring it all the way back down.
Just be careful looking down at the
Okay.
G2 grip.
All right. So the best way for us to control the swing weight, is with our tip weights. So these just insert right into the tip end of the shaft. Oh, the shaft.
Ooh, it's loud.
The best way for us to
I see you, Cardi Key. I see you, Cardi Key. Can we join through WhatsApp? My phone number, email me. I will send you my phone number. We can talk how we can grow your YouTube channel. I will provide you one short video daily. Just provide me raw footage. Hey, all right, bro. I really appreciate that. I will check that out. Just yeah, man. Keep posting on your own, and if I'll try to remember at the end of the stream. But keep posting because I see all your stuff, and if it pops up on my feed, I'll just be like, oh yeah, I gotta hit this guy up. So you know what I mean. Just continue to work. Just show what you got going on. Show your presence, and I'll reach out, man.
of the shaft. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna drill this out a little bit. The best way for us to control. So the best way for us to control the swing weight tip weights back down. The best way for us to control our swing weight is with these tip weights. So these just insert right into the shaft, and then once the club is installed, you'll never see them again. But it's really important to realize that these add a small sliver of length, about a 1/16 of an inch. So account for that when you're making your cut. And if you have a tight ferrule, and if you have a ferrule that slides on tight, make sure you install it with the tip weight, or else you'll have a hairline crack. Tip weight, or else you'll have a hairline crack between the ferrule and the hosel. I don't get that. Ferrule and the hosel. So here, I'll just tamp down the ferrule with the tip weight installed, so I don't get that. Don't get that. Get that. With the tip weight installed, so I don't get that. Weight installed, so I don't get that. That. Installed, so I don't get that. Don't get that. Okay. Alright, so let me have a little bit. So before we put the club on the scale, we just need to make sure that it's calibrated. So what we're going to do is just slide this notch all the way down to the 0 on the right. Let's shot that. Get a nice shot of that. Then
I think we'll keep that in there.
Then we're going to look at the balance point on the other end of the scale. The goal here is for this to be just floating in between the two notches. To adjust it, we'll go back to the right. Maybe zoom out a little bit. Let's get the whole scale. To adjust it, maybe zoom out a little, the whole scale. To adjust it, all we will do, all we will do is turn this weight until that, we'll go adjust it,
So I think we can actually take that part out because he talks about adjusting it later.
That's it. All we will do is turn this weight until that. We will just turn this weight until it. All we will do is turn this weight until that. We will just turn this weight until the scale goes into balance. That's it. We will just turn this weight until that's it. We will just turn this weight until the scale goes into balance. It goes into balance. Maybe just get close on that. Let's click on that. All right, now we're ready to go. All right, now we're ready. All right, now we're ready to go. So first, I'm going to put the club on the scale without a tip weight. Now, at this point, we're hoping the swing weight is underneath our target weight because it's much easier to add weight than it is to remove it. So I'll just tap this block from the right until the scale tips over. If you need to fine tune, you can definitely go back. So right now, this club is balancing right under C8. C8. Excuse me. So right now we're getting this club to balance right under, let me go back. So right now, this club is 8. Go back. So right now we're getting this club to balance right under C8. Under C8. Under C8. Now everything we E8. Now everything we add to this under C8. Now under C8. Now every C8.
So this little shake here I don't like. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a what you would call a, let's see here, an L cut. So right before it starts to shake, I can just bring in that next video.
8. Now everything C8. Now
see how it kind of forms an L here? A J cut would be the opposites. So boom.
Everything under C8. Now everything we add to this club will change the swing weight. And right now we don't have epoxy, which is normally about a gram. So we're going to account for that as well. If we were trying to build this club to D2, our target at this stage is going to be D1 and a half. Using the rules we know, since we know that every 2 points in the head, every 2 grams in the head, since we know every 2 grams, since we know every 2 grams in the head has 1 swing weight point, we need to add about 7 grams of weight to this one. We need to add about 7 grams of weight to this club to get it to that D1 and a half. To get it to that club, to get it to that D1 club, to get it to that D1 and a half. 8 to this club, to get it to that D1 and a half. Get a little closer on this. So here I have all my tip weights organized. The lightest organized, the lightest in the top right, and then in the top right, in the top right, I have 1 gram, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna grab one of these. Toss it in here. Toss it in here. Toss it in here. And put it back on the scale. Now we will reposition our block and see where we are at. and put it back on the scale. Now we will reposition our block and see where we are at. So now we are balancing right around D1, just underneath it. So it's best we add 1 extra gram of weight. So I'm just going to pop the 7 out, plug in an 8. And plug in an 8. Plug in and plug out. And plug 7 out. And plug in an 8. 8. If you're stocking these yourself, it's smart to yourself. It's smart to, if you have these on hand yourself, if you're stocking these yourself, you stock the heavier than 8. If you have these on hand yourself, it's smart to stock the heavier weights because you can always cut off extra length if you need a lighter weight. With our 8 gram installed, we'll put it back on the scale. And now we're getting our perfect D1 and a half. Once we epoxy club, we'll add that extra gram of weight and we should be right at D2. That's all good.
All right, that goes for the lesson 2, module 6. Label that purple. Catch up on the chats. Email me after live stream. I will reply you. Very efficient price. You get on my email from my channel description. Good to know. Just $2 to $3 for 1 short Cardi key. Are you for real, bro? Dang, oh, that's a good price. That's a good price. I wonder how much the US dollar translate to the currency over there in India. Bro, good night, sweet dreams, take care. You're a real one, Cardi. You're a real one, bro. Thank you. Good night to you, sweet dreams as well. And take care of yourself, brother. Take care of yourself. Get some good Z's. Sleep is important, you know. As editors and creatives, I feel like we neglect sleep a lot. It's important to keep a good mental health, to keep your hormones in balance and all that good stuff. So good night to you, brother. Sleep tight. We got some almonds here. Some Blue Diamond almonds. Whole natural. I don't know why I said it like that. Almonds. Heart healthy. Irresistible snacking. Oh my goodness. Get your healthy fats. Omega 3s, I think. Magnesium. Really good for your brain. Vitamin E. Iron, potassium, calcium, protein. God bless. Get yourself some almonds, people. So what's going on, everyone? If you made it to the live stream, if you're in the chat, drop a W, say what's up. We are vibing, we're editing this course. Already got 2 lessons done. And then we're gonna edit this little freebie module they have on how to make a tape scraper. He wasn't too happy how it came out, but we're still gonna edit and deliver it, so we can get an idea if we want to like reshoot it and whatnot. But we're gonna do this, edit a real estate reel, work on some typography probably, so we could eventually make some presets, some templates for the typography graphics. And then I think we're gonna hop into a music video project and organize some, just kind of like sync up some audio clips and whatnot. Really stoked to dive into that project. But yeah, we live. Let's rename this. We'll do it tape scraper freebie. But yeah, this program is live on School. Bryce, so I shot it, I edited all the modules, and I sent him all of it, and he went ahead and added the B-roll and the graphics to it, and he uploaded it onto his school community platform, and it looks so good, you guys. If you are into golf, if you want to, fix your own clubs, go check it out. Chris Cody's Repair, I believe it's called, or just reach out to Bryce Cody or Chris Cody's Golf Shop. Looks phenomenal. I'm sure you can get it at a good price now while it's early, but we already have 5 modules in there. It looks amazing. Bryce is the man for doing this. He's going to help out a lot of kind of independent people in golf shops. I truly believe in this. So we're wrapping up module 6. I'm going to do this freebie. And boom. Hope everyone is having an amazing Friday. Get something done today. Be productive. Go get some fresh air, some sunlight. It's a sunny day. It's supposed to snow this weekend. We got 2 championship football games on Sunday. Let's go Patriots! And also, guys, what do we think of the new setup? What do we think, chat? I'm going to throw this light on. In the back here. Let me know if the camera's picking it up at all. I have no idea. But usually we have a candle lit. We don't today. But I think that'll add a little spice. All right, come on. Big guy. Big guy.
2, yes, sir.
So the basic process is really as simple as that. And you would do that for each individual club within a set because there still might be a little variance. The basic process is really as simple as that. And you would do that for each individual club within a set because they're still set because there still might be a little variance in the head weights. Before we move on, I just want to touch on a couple other notes. First is your graphite shafts. So this is another thing. This is another thing. This is another process. This is another process where the technique is exactly the same, but the typical process where the technique is exactly the same, but the tip weight that you use will be a little different. So obviously if I take my steel shaft tip weight, there's just not enough room. In the tip of the shaft, in the tip of the graphite shaft for this to fit. But if you just get a graphite tip weight with a much thinner stem, it'll slide in no problem. I will say, in my experience, I try not to go over 6 grams with a graphite tip weight. The longer this stem becomes, the higher the probability it'll either break off or just start rattling around, which is a nuisance either way. A better alternative sometimes is using lead or tungsten powder, which I will show you how to do in the next lesson. This is a 6 grammer and this is a 10 grammer, and you can see it's about double the length. The stem is about double the length. It's about double the length. The stem is about double the length. You can see the stem is about double the length.
Something I just want to note, is when I'm making these technical cuts, I'm not even looking at the the video. I'm not even looking at the program window. I'm literally just cutting the audio. Like I'm cutting the video, but essentially just cutting these points. And if there's a point where there's dead space, then I'll look to see if the video was something that we wanted to keep and use as B-roll. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? Think smarter, not harder, you know? Especially for these courses where it's just all A-roll. These talking head videos, it's all A-roll.
Yep, thanks. The other thing I want to touch on is what happens if what happens if your swing is what happens on is what happens if the what happens if your swing weight comes out too heavy. And this is going to be a common heavy. This is a common problem. This is a common problem if you're doing a build that's longer than your standard length. So here I have a club that is an inch over standard. And even with the grip install,
like for this, like normally I'd want to cut here, but since I'd probably want to cut it like right there after he places it in, you know? And boom.
And even with the grip installed and no epoxy, I get a swing weight that's up around D. I get the grip installed and no epoxy. I get a swing weight that's up around D8. Now, if you were to go,
I'll come to where I want it to end. Probably right there.
Now, if you were to go and waggle this club, it would feel like a telephone pole. So we need to try and find a solution to even out the balance. So that leaves us with two options. We can either, option one would be remove weight from the head. Now, this head. Now, head. Now, this is our more ideal from the head. This is our more ideal option, but it's not always possible. Now, this option is really only possible if you have something to drill out. This is our more ideal option, but it's not always possible. Now, this option is really only possible if you have something to drill out, either hosel weight or extra material to come out from the head. Now, this option is really only possible if you have something to drill out, either a hosel weight or extra material in here, or extra material that can come out, or a hosel weight or extra weight, or extra material that can come out. I try not to do that can come out. I try not to do this because a lot can go wrong if you do it. I try not to do this because a lot wrong. I try not to do this because a lot can go wrong if you do it. I try not to do this because a lot can go wrong. Now, I try not to do this because a lot can go wrong. It takes a lot of material. It takes a lot of wrong. It takes a lot of material for us to take this from D8 to D4. We'd have to remove almost. We'd have to remove at least 8. Remove almost. We'd have to remove. Or we'd have 4. We'd have to remove almost. We'd have to remove at least 8 grams. D4. We'd have D4. We'd have to remove almost. We'd have to D4. We'd have to remove 4. We'd have to remove at least 4. We'd have to remove at least 8 grams out of the head, which would be a lot. So be a lot. So be cautious if you ever try that. The alternative would be to add weight to the grip end of the club. Now, it might be smart just to suggest a heavier grip in general, or you can take a counterweight and install it underneath the grip. Or you can install some sort of counterweight underneath the grip to help balance it out. The argument against this is you're increasing the total weight of the club. So then it's up to you, the builder, and the player to determine if they help balance it out. The argument against this is you're increasing the total weight of the club. So then it's up to you, the builder, and the player to determine if they'd rather hit the swing weight number they want or keep total weight down. Weight down. So with our standard procedure covered, all that's left is a few covered, all that's left covered. All that's left is covered. All that's left is a few post-epoxy techniques you can use. Post-epoxy adjustments you can. Post-epoxy adjustments you can. Post-epoxy. Oh shit. All that's left is a few post-epoxy techniques you can use to make further adjustments. Okay, that's good.
Here in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. With our build process getting into tour level precision, it's important to learn how to make some quick adjustments. With our build process getting into tour level precision, it's important to learn how to make some quick adjustments on the fly. Process getting into tour level precision, it's important to learn how to make some quick adjustments on the fly. In this lesson, we'll just be all that's left is a few post-epoxy techniques you can use to make further adjustments. With our build process getting into tour level precision.
So that's it for the, what is it, the third lesson?
Welcome to Module 6. Swing weighting. Here we'll be covering one of the most important concepts in all of club building. Well, it's one that most
So was the second?
to cover the basic technique. So now you understand what swing weight is, it's time to cover the basic techniques on how to control it during a build. To follow along, get your swing weight scale and a gram scale. They both serve different purposes. So tip weight stuff. So the basic process is really as simple as that. And you would do that for each individual club within a set, because there still might be a little variance in the head weights. Before we move on, I just want to touch on a couple other notes. First, be a little variance in the head weights. Before we move on, I just want to touch first is your variance in the head weights. Before we move on, I just want to touch on a couple other notes. First is your graphite shafts. This is another process where the technique is exactly the same, but the tip weight that you use will be a little different. So obviously if I take my steel shaft tip weight, there's just not enough room. Club will add that extra gram of weight and we should be right at D2. So the basic process is really as simple as that. And you would do that for each individual club within a set, because there still might be a little variance in the head weights. Before we move on, I just want to touch on a couple other notes. First is your graphite shafts. This is another process where the technique is exactly the same, but the tip weight that you use will be a little different. So obviously if I take my steel shaft tip weight, there's just not enough room in the tip of the shaft, in the tip of the graphite shaft for this to fit. But if you just get a graphite tip weight with a much thinner stem, it'll slide in, no problem. I will say, in my experience, I try not to go over 6 grams with the graphite tip weight. The longer this stem becomes, the higher the probability it'll either break off or just start rattling around, which is a nuisance either way. A better alternative sometimes into tour level precision, it's important to learn how to make some quick adjustments on the fly. In this lesson, we'll just be covering some quick techniques to change weight with lead tape, and tungsten powder or lead powder. Lead powder and tungsten. In this lesson, we'll be covering some quick techniques you can use with either lead or tungsten powder and some quartz, or lead tape. Let's get started. Let's get started. So the best option for changing swing weight post-epoxy is going to be integrated weights. So most modern woods and hybrids have this, as well as select iron model. Here I have a Cobra Dark Speed Adapt that you can see has 2 adjustable weights on the sole. Right now it has a 10 gram and a 3 gram. But I also have an extra 3, 6, 10, and 14, which allows me to create a wide variety of combinations, and a wide variety of combinations, and a wide variety of different weights. This allows you to keep that seamless look and change everything out in seconds. Most OEMs that have adjustable weights will sell them directly, but if not, they're usually pretty easy to find from trusted online retailers. Plus, if your club doesn't have integrated weights, the next best option is going to be lead tape. Now, the best part of this stuff is it's easy to apply, and it's easy to remove. It's easy to apply, it's easy to apply, it's easy to apply and it's easy to apply and it's easy to remove. And if you place it in different positions on the club head, it'll slightly change your ball flight or center of gravity, or your CG location. Ball flight or center of gravity, or your CG location. If you place this in a ball flight or center of gravity, or your CG location, change your ball flight or center of gravity, or your CG location. If you place this in different locations on the head, it will change. If you place this in different spots on the head, it will change your CG location and result in a slightly different ball flight. And result in a slightly different ball flight. So to use this, all you're going to do is measure the amount you need on your kitchen scale. So So this whole glob comes out to 33 grams, which is too much. Let's say we needed 8. Let's say we needed 8 much. Let's say grams, which is too much. Let's say we needed 8 grams to add 4 swing weight points to the head. Weight points to the head. I'm just going to cut out about a quarter of the material and put it back on the scale. So now it's at 7. So now it's at 7. So I'll just add a little bit more. Just goes 7 to 9. Does this thing not register 8? So I'll just add a little bit more until the scale gets to 8. There we go. I'll just add a little bit more until my I'll just add a little bit more. I'll just add a little bit more until my scale gets more. I'll just add a little bit more until my scale gets a little bit more until my scale gets to 8. More. I'll just add 7. So I'll just add a little bit to 8. 7. I'll just add a little bit more until that's 7. I'll just add 7. So I'll just add a little bit more. I'll just add a little bit more until my scale gets 7. So I'll just add a little bit more. I'll just add a little bit more until my I'll just add a little bit more until my scale add a little bit more until my scale gets to 8.
Yeah, that's the cleanest way of approaching that.
Once I'm ready to apply, I'm just going to get a quick dab of acetone, just to clean the club, just to clean the application surface. A quick dab of acetone, just to clean the club, just to clean the application surface. And then I'll cut out little strips to apply them one by one. For irons, I normally just place it right into the back cavity. And then I'll use a Sharpie or pen just to press in and get a good stick. If you really take your time with this stuff, you can shape it to match the club head and get a really seamless look. And once we're done, we'll have something like this. And once we're done, we'll have something like this. And once we're done, and this is our finished result. And once we're done, we'll have, this is our finished result. And this is our look. And this is our finished result. So most people, So most people, some people really don't like the look of lead tape. Finished result. Some people really don't like the look of lead tape, which I agree. Some people don't like the look of lead tape because finished result. Some people really don't like tape because finished result. Some people don't like the look of lead tape because it kind of takes away from the cosmetics of the club. If that's you, then the next technique will be another way we can add weight without having to see it. As I said earlier, one of the best parts of lead tape is how easy it is to remove. So this stuff is sticky enough. So this stuff is sticky enough where it shouldn't fall off during a round. But you can normally peel it off. Or carefully take some sort of blade. Just get under it. And it's as simple as that. If it leaves any sort of residue, just grab a little bit of acetone and wipe it off, and it should. Just grab a little bit of acetone and wipe it off. Just grab a little bit of residue. Just grab residue. Just grab residue. Just grab a little bit of residue. Just grab a little bit of acetone, and it should wipe off. The last technique I want to share is going to be lead powder. So,
Yo, what's going on, man? I don't know how to pronounce that. Gahangan Ezat TV. Oh, I think maybe the last 2 letters is just TV. Gahangan Eza TV. What is going on, brother? Thank you for joining the live. We're just in here. We're chopping up some course contents for this golf course. We're on the 6th module here, and we're vibing. And we got a little freebie video we're gonna edit for them as well. Then we're gonna edit some a real estate reel and organize a music video. I'm trying to get that all done within this one live, and that I'll walk away with a productive live stream. So, feel free to ask me some questions, bro. To sit back, watch the stream, learn something, any questions you want answered, bro. Feel free to ask. Appreciate you for joining up.
Going to be lead powder. So, lead powder. So, is going to be lead powder. Is going to be the last technique I want to share is going to be lead powder. Is going to share is going to be lead powder. Share is going to be lead powder. So this is the best alternative if you don't want to see lead tape. In addition to the powder, you will also need a couple of cork. You also need a couple of a couple of corks to keep it in place. We're basically going to measure this out, dump it down the shaft, and then take a cork to lock everything down. It's best if you don't want to see the lead tape, or you don't want to take the club apart to throw in a heavier tip weight. Want to see the lead tape, or you don't want to take the club apart to throw in a heavier tip weight. So in this case, we have a club that's measuring, or you don't want to take the club apart to throw in a heavier tip weight. So in this case, we have a club that's measuring just under D0. Club that's measuring have a club that's measuring just under D's.
D's what?
Club that's measuring just.
And then I'm just adding some constant gains here.
Club that's measuring just under D0.
D0. I was about to say D's nuts.
Let's say we want to get it to D3. Now, if I don't want to remove the grip, now, if I don't want to remove the grip, I can use my shaft insert tool to create a big enough opening where I don't have to. I can use my shaft insert tool to create a big enough opening. So we know we have to add about what did I say, D3?
You did say D3.
D3. So I know I'm gonna have to add about 6 or 7 D3. Now, if I don't want to remove the grip, I can use my shaft insert tool to create a big enough opening where I don't have to. I can use my shaft insert tool to create a big enough opening. So we know we have to add about, so I know I'll remove the grip. I can use my shaft insert tool to create a big enough opening where I don't have to. I can use my shaft insert tool to create I can use my shaft insert enough opening. Remove the grip. I can use my shaft insert tool to create a big enough opening. So we know we have to add about, so I know I'm gonna have to add about 6 or 7. Oh, we have to add about, so I know I'm gonna have 10 grams of 6 or 7 grams of weight to this club to get it to that D3 target. So what I'll do is go back to my scale, place a piece of paper or paper towel on top of it, and now I can measure out that weight. Okay, I went a little overboard that weight. Okay, I went a little.
I think we'll just leave a little clip in there.
Okay, I went a little over. Okay, I went a little overboard there. So I'll just carefully put some of it back. And now I'm right at my 7. Maybe I'll just swing around here. Now I'm right at my 7. Maybe I'll just swing around here. So now I will take my 7 grams and carefully send it down the shaft. Some sort of fall shaft. This is a lot easier if the grip isn't on or if you have some sort of funnel. So with the weight at the bottom of the shaft, I'll just double check my swing weight before I secure it. Before I lock it in place with the cork. Careful that you swing weight before I lock it in place with the cork. Just be careful that you don't send it back up the shaft. I'm almost there, but I'm almost there, but Still probably need to add the shaft. I'm almost there, but still probably need to add another gram or so. Okay. Still probably need to add another gram or so. So I'm just gonna eyeball just a pinch more weight. Just gonna eyeball just a pinch more weight. And we'll see what that comes out to. And if you're wondering, the weight of the cork is basically negligible. They weigh nothing. Just gonna rate my scale. So I have to plug that in. And with that extra weight, nothing. And with that extra weight, we are right at our D3 target. And with that extra weight, we are right at our D3 target. Okay. And the last step of this is going to be installing our cork. So you're going to want a little bit of epoxy. And the last step of this is going to be installing our cork. So you're going to want a little bit of epoxy and your ramrod. Since this is a steel shaft, we're using the slightly thicker cork. So I just get a little glob on the front of it. And then we'll drop it down there. Before you put the cork in, you're going to want to measure. You're going to want to mark a point on your ramrod, just so you know how far. Measure. You're going to want to mark a point on your ramrod, just so you know how far down it has to go. Once you feel it bottom out and it's around that point on your ramrod that you marked, you know that it's all the way inside. Yeah, that'll work. They don't know. Okay. All right, let's say an outro.
And then just
Still
the
key
outro.
for the drum. So that installed. So that wraps up our swing weighting module, and it also wraps up our club building fundamentals. Understanding how all the different components affect balance and swing weight is a real key for becoming a high-level builder. Moving on from here, everything will start to get into more advanced building techniques. Next up, we'll be discussing different shaft and hosel diameters and how to identify what you're working.
Sweet. That's it for the module 6. I think four different lessons. Colored them differently. Now it's time to just do this tape scraper real quick.
3, 2, yes sir.
So if you comment.
So basically, this is course content. There's 6 modules, and then he wants a free kind of lead magnet to the course. Hey, here is a full video on how to create a tape scraper, because a tape scraper, everyone needs a tape scraper when it comes to getting that tape off of the club, right? When you take off the handle and all that. So using a tape scraper is essential, and you need to build one, and he does it just by using an old club. So that's basically what this is.
So if you commented scrape, you are in the right place. In this tutorial, in this tutorial, this is the right place. In this right place. In this place. In this tutorial, I will be taking you through how to make your own custom tape scraper out of nothing but a spare steel shaft grip. and a grip. Bare steel shaft and a grip. The tools you'll need to follow along.
Gahanganeza TV. What's up? I appreciate the hearts and the lion, brother. Let's go. Heart of a lion.
Is something to make a cut with. We're going to use our cutoff wheel on the bench grinder and our sanding belt.
Have a day, brother. Have a day.
As well as having a 100 and our sanding belt, as well as having 120 grit sandpaper and 220 and 220 grit sandpaper, 220 and 220 grit sandpaper and 220 and 200 grit sandpaper and 220 and 220 grit sandpaper and 220 grit sandpaper, as well as an extra shaft to help us shape it. Now, when it comes to what type of shaft you use, almost any steel will work, but we prefer creating these out of stepless shafts just because it makes the process a little bit easier. The torch and peel method does work fine, but so the first thing we're going to do is create this shape out of our shaft. So we're going to do this in 2 cuts. Let me come a little closer. I'm going to go about a foot down from the butt end. I'm going to go the butt end. I'm going to go 10 to 12 inches down from the butt end of the club and mark a straight line across. Straight line across. With our safety glasses on, we will just make that cut. Is on. We will make that cut. Come closer. Now the second cut is going to be an angled cut. So if you don't have a bench grinder, the best alternative is an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel with a metal cutoff wheel. You could do it with some sort of hacksaw, but that might take you a long time. So with this cut, we want to leave about a third of the circumference of the opening left. So we're going to cut. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Then we will slowly, of the opening left. So we're going to cut left. Then we will slowly cut this out. Slowly cut this out.
Dang, that's loud, bro. So we're just gonna drop that down.
And then we'll sand it. And then we'll sand it down our belt sander just to smooth it out. Smooth it out. We're also going to want to smooth out the sharp edges where the two cuts meet. So now we have our rough shape that looks something. So now we have our rough shape that looks something just like this. Okay. That's back on me. So now we'll go ahead and install our grip onto that cutout shaft. So to cut the grip in half, shaft. So to cut the this. So now we'll go ahead and install our grip onto that cutout shaft. So to cut the grip in half, we're actually going to end up cutting the grip in half. And to do that, I'll just take my utility knife and slowly, I'll just take a utility knife and slowly, I'll just take a fresh blade on a utility knife. We're actually going to end up cutting the grip in half. And to do that, I'll just take my utility knife and slowly half. And I'll just take a I'll just take my, and to do that, and slowly, I'll just take a utility knife. To do that, I'll just take, and to do that, I'll just take a fresh blade, and to do that, I'll just take a half, and to do that, I'll just half, and to do that, I'll just take a fresh blade on half, and to do that, I'll just take a fresh blade on a utility knife. And just cut it in half. And just cut it in half. Cut it in half. Then we'll install this like we would. Then we'll install this like we. Then we'll install this like we would. Then we'll install this like we would any of this like we would install this like we would any other sort of grip. So at this point, we will start testing it on steel and seeing how well it glides over the shaft. Don't try it on graphite yet, as this edge is still really sharp and will definitely dig it. So I'm already finding I'm getting a pretty good cut. So I'm already finding it is gliding through the tape pretty well. So I think I am ready to continue shaping this. So this is where the real magic comes into play. Since everyone's technique is a little bit different, what we want to do is shape the top lip to the angle that you scrape. To the angle that you scrape at. Me, I get pretty vertical, but some people might get a little flatter, a little flatter. Some people might get a little flatter, There's so many angles you could come in at. You want this lip to the best results. Come in at. You want this lip to hug the shaft properly to get the best results. So to achieve this, what I'm going to do is put a piece of double-sided tape on the shaft. And then I'll cut out a little bit of my 120 grit sandpaper. And I will just overlay it onto the shaft. Then I'll assume my normal tape scraping position, and I'll slowly start working the scraper and shaping it to my technique, kind of like breaking in my very own baseball glove. So my pressure is at about a 2. So my pressure is at about a 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. You don't want to dig into this. You're just trying to dull the edge a little. You're just trying to dull the edge. You're just trying to dig into this. You're dig into this. You're just trying to dull the edge. So what you can see starting to happen is one edge of the scraper is a little taller than the other. And the reason for that is I don't come square. And the reason for that is I don't come and the other and the reason for that is I don't come dead square to the dead square to the shaft. I do come in from the right, so it makes sense. The scraper is shaping itself to my technique. Now you don't want to overdo the 120 grit, so after a couple of minutes, I will switch to the 220 grit. 220 grit. Then I'll do the same technique for a couple of minutes, again, just to smooth out the edge. So after a few minutes of that, I think we're ready to test it. Again, we're going to go back to a steel shaft before we go to graphite. During your test to test it, again, we're going to go back to a steel shaft before we go to graphite. During your test, if the scraper is slipping or digging, just keep tinkering with different shapes and sanding until you find where it glides smooth. Once you're ready to test it on graphite, just grab a shaft that, try and grab a shaft that doesn't mean too much. Try and grab a shaft that doesn't mean too much to you, as there still is a chance that this will dig in. You want to build confidence over time with this, not trust it right away. So mine's still slipping a little bit, so I'm going to go back to the sandpaper and work it out a little bit more. Oh damn, I actually just scratched the shit out of it. Whoops. Different. I might remake this video. Different. I need to retry this.
Cut it?
Yeah, cut it. So I'm gonna go back to the sandpaper and work it out a little bit more.
All right. So that'll do it for the tape scraper freebie in module 6. So what we're gonna do, a little hack here, instead of exporting both of them one by one, we're gonna batch export them. So all you need to do this, boom, highlight, select both of these by holding command and just clicking, and then go right click, export media, match that source up. It's going to go to our export final folder, which is great. send to media encoder. Media encoder is gonna fire up. We're gonna batch export these videos, deliver it to our clients, and yeah. So boom, start that thing. Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna bang out some push-ups. What do you say, chat? Chat, how many push-ups y'all want? How many push-ups y'all want? 20? 20, 30, 50? Alright, chat. Alright, chat. I see how it is. You gotta bang them out with me, though. Come on. Oh. Okay, come on. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. Where we at? Whoo, quick little 25 piece ski. Yeah, my workouts is usually like, here's how it goes. It's like Monday, legs, lower body, cardio, core. Tuesday, push. I'm talking, we're pressing, we're pushing shoulders, we're doing tries, right? All push. And then we'll do like some handstands, like just some burners. And then the burner for leg day would be like a wall sit. The burner for uppers day would be like a handstand. And then Wednesday we got back, so pull day. So we're doing we're pulling. We're hitting some why am I blanking on the we're pulling. We're getting our back, lat pull downs, seated rows. Yeah, rows. And then bicep curls, cuz we're pulling. Everything in our body we're pulling. And then yeah, it's from there it's so essentially, and then Thursday will be another leg day. Friday chest, weight push, Saturday back, Sunday rest day. But so basically how it goes, if Monday I lift heavy, good resistance training at the gym, then Thursday I'll do a lighter day. Just like body squats or something lighter, like walking lunges. If I don't go to the gym Monday, then I'll pick, like, Thursday will be like a heavier day, a heavy load day. Regardless, I'm getting it in, right? Even if it's just calisthenics. But that's really it in terms of working out, sauna, eating healthy. Your health needs to be in check, because you gotta do the work so that you can do the work. You know what I mean? Like, if I could sit down and edit all day and just do the creative work for like, that's it, like the wealth aspect of life, I would very much so do it, but I would burn out. I would feel like, I feel awful. So that's why you go to the gym, not just to look good, not just to like build confidence or what. It's literally so I can feel good to be able to do this work, so I can sit at a screen for hours and be able to do it. Like, you got to put your health first, or else your wealth won't come, and the relationships will also be affected. So health, relationships, wealth, I think is how it should go. But yeah, we just exported that out. And get that cardio in too. Running, biking, whatever you can do. So this is the loafer. Let's see here. Dope. Damn, I'm ugly. I look so white and pasty like Casper the Ghost, yo. Holy smokes. Alright. So we're just gonna drop this in a Dropbox folder for my guy, my main man Bryce. Woo! Alright. We can go to date created or date modified and then find that Bryce exports final module 6 tape scraper freebie. We're just gonna go ahead and do folder module 6 tape scraper freebie. But yeah, if I don't work out, I feel off. Ideally getting up early, getting it done first thing in the day so you have more energy throughout your day and like you're not worried about it. I found the gym is always the most packed like early in the morning or late at night. Midday, like 12, everyone's at work. There's barely any people in the gym. I like going then, to be honest. Like, if I get all my work done before 12, then boom, log off, go to the gym, get a workout in, come back home and have like a second focus work bout. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, man. But what do we think of the new setup? Guys? We got, yeah, this light isn't even showing. We literally, so like my desk used to be on this side of the room, and now I just put it over here because there's a nice window here, a nice like view of the skyline. And so, yeah, this is my desk. I have it, so like it's a standing desk. So I don't got to sit all day, but I can sit if I want to. But I have the camera positioned perfectly in a point so it captures me when I am standing. So it kind of like incentivizes me to stand. You know what I mean? If I were to sit down, it's like, oh, you can't live stream. I could change the camera, but I don't want to do that. So 1 minute left this upload here. We're cranking. We're just gonna send this to our main man Bryce. Let's see how long we've been in the stream for. It has been 1 hour 55. Call it 2 hours. We'll say 2 hours. Because we started organizing for about 5 minutes. That's perfectly 2 hours. So 2 hours. I just like to log my hours, and going live allows me to do that perfectly because I can see how long I've been live for. I can log my hours that way. It's easy peasy. And even if the client's like, well, how do I know you're working that long? I'll be like, bro, go check my live. And just like recording the process, documenting the process is huge. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all who drops a comment, drops a something in the chat. Let me know how your day's going. On a scale of 1 to 10, how ugly do I look right now? I feel like woo, white and pasty. My goodness, someone get this guy some lotion or a tan or something. Freaking yeah, like Alright. Oh brother, this guy stinks. Alright, so we're just gonna boom, shoot it over to my baby Bryce. Okay, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm vibing, I'm floating, I'm flying in the sky. We going, we coasting, we editing them videos all day. I got a couple homies in the chat. I don't play. We gon' go up today. Hey. What you doing? It's Friday and I'm vibing and ooh. Bet you didn't know you're hopping into a freestyle live stream. Uns, 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 uns. Going crazy like Patrick McSwayze. I got gravy, I got. Let's chill out. All right. Boom. Okay, okay, okay. Vibe into the beat. I gotta scratch my feet. I got that. What you gonna do? What you gonna say? I got to say, hey. Tony Montana, rocking with the bandana, another with the Santa. Hey, gotta link some files, link some files. I got fires in the chat. Shout out Cardi Key. Shout out Gahang Anaza to TV. And we go. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. We don't gotta link 'em 'cause we don't need 'em. We don't gotta link 'em 'cause we don't need 'em. Pull up my content calendar. Oh, brother. Alright, so it's the 23rd and we didn't post this today, so we're just gonna go boom. Well, no, we're not gonna copy and paste it. We're just gonna go pre versus post spring is what is due yesterday. But we didn't do it. So pre versus post. Let's go.
Here's the battle.
Super loud.
List your property now or wait for the spring market.
I think we're muting this.
Let's go, Dan.
And then we're duplicating this. Going to audio channels. Putting that on the right audio channel and putting this on the left audio channel because we had two different mics. Boom, boom.
Here's the battle.
Whew, that's loud. So let me go G-8.
Here's the battle. List your.
That's even better. Let's go -4, G-4.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people if the weather is.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market.
So I'm thinking boom for the hook. List pre-spring market versus post-spring market. So we're gonna do a little graphic. Boom, screen pops up, animated text, easy peasy.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Here's the battle.
Just to go back to.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people if the weather is favorable, there's not 2 feet of snow on the ground, it's mild, get it on the market. Mortgage applications are up, buyers are ready to go, inventory is super low right now. Get your home on the market before that wave comes on and try to capture a buyer who's anxious to get under contract.
All good points. What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my sellers to wait to put their house on the market to closer towards springtime. They can prepare to get their house ready so it looks in the best condition possible. And then this way, when it's on the market, when there are many buyers on there, you're able to get as many offers as possible, leverage those offers to be favorable in the seller's terms.
I think those are both good points, and I'm going to take a little bit from both of them. If you can get your house ready now, you know, maybe get some early mulch out there. Yes, if there's not snow on the ground, maybe you took pictures from last year, then beat the rush, get it on now, as long as you're ready.
Whether you're
Hold up. Hey. Hold up. My bad, chat. I thought I heard someone at the door. And I wanted to grab some food too. So we got some pasta, pesto, some turkey. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like bow tie pasta, some pesto. And some ground turkey seasoned to perfection. I tell you. Pretty darn good. Boom, 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 boom. All right, come on, chat. Let's do this.
If you're interested in getting your home on the market today, or in a few months from now, or even a few years from now, we're ready for you.
Nice.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market.
So it's gonna be like.
Here's the battle. List your property now. Here's the battle. Here's the battle.
Maybe I have.
List your property now.
List property pre-spring market, like the text with like a screenshot of Dan's face on the top, verse in the middle. List property during spring market with like a still frame of Omar like talking and having some like epic battle music like.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor.
Definitely needs to be some intense music. Let me turn down this lo-fi. There we go. All right. So that's really like the hard part. Not even the hard part, but nitty gritty.
Let's go, Dan.
So I am.
But we might as well have some fun with this.
So I am all in favor of getting your home.
For the spring market. Let's go, Dan. Okay, let's go, Dan. Market. Let's go, Dan. Okay, let's go, Dan.
So I am all. So I am all.
Yeah.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people if the right around Super Bowl. I tell people if Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Because right around Super Bowl, I tell people if the weather is favorable, if there's not 2 feet of snow favorable, there's not 2 feet of snow on the ground, it's mild. I tell people if the weather is favorable, there's not 2 feet of snow on the ground, it's mild, get it on the market. Mortgage applications are up, buyers are ready to go, inventory is super low right now. Get your home on the market before low right now. Get your home on the market before that wave comes on and try to capture a buyer who's anxious to get under contract.
All good points. What do you say?
Under contract.
All good points.
To get under contract.
All good points. What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my.
Hey, Omar. What do you say, Omar? Good points. What do you say, Omar? points. What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my
So just so we can see.
What do you say, Omar?
I'm
What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my sellers to wait to put their house on the market to closer towards springtime. They can prepare to get their house ready so it looks in the best condition possible. And then this way, when it's on the market, when there are springtime, they can prepare to get towards springtime. Towards springtime. They can prepare to get springtime. Towards springtime.
I think when his eyes close, I'm just gonna drag it back so it's kind of sort of an L cut here. So the audio keeps going with the clip changes.
Towards springtime, they can prepare to
Nice.
springtime. They can prepare to get their towards springtime. They can prepare to get their house ready so it looks in the best condition possible. And then this way, when it's on the market, when there are many buyers on there, you're able to get buyers on there. You're able to get as many offers as possible, leverage those offers to be favorable in the seller's terms.
I think those are both good points, and I'm gonna take a
Terms.
I think those are both good points. I'm gonna take a little bit from both of them. If you can get your bit from both of them, take a little bit, and I'm gonna take points, and I'm gonna take a little bit from both of them, and I'm gonna take a little bit from both of them. If you can get your house ready now, you know, maybe get some early now, you know, maybe get some early now, maybe get some early mulch out there. Yes, if we get some early. Maybe get some early mulch out there. Yes, if there's not snow on the ground. Maybe you took pictures from last year. Then beat the rush. Get it last year. Then beat the rush. Get then here. Then beat the rush. Get it on now. As long as you're ready.
Whether you're interested in getting your home on the market today,
Now, as long as you're ready.
whether you're interested in getting your home on the market today, or in a few months from now, or even a few years from now, we're ready for you.
Perfect. So perfect in terms of story, cuts, pacing.
Here's the battle.
Maybe not perfect, but damn near.
List your property now. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market.
I tell people whether
So let's get like a good still from Dan like making his argument and a good still from Omar making his argument.
buyer ready to go. Inventory is super low right now.
So we'll go boom. And then let's just remove the caption for now. And then we're going to scale that up for now and move it over just so we can take this frame of Dan here. We're gonna go ahead and then export that frame and name it Dan, 16-bit PNG. Okay, and that should, yep, export right to my desktop. And we're just gonna hit Command Z until we undo everything we just did.
A wave comes on and try to capture a buyer who's anxious to get in.
And then now we're gonna go ahead and find a good one of Omar.
Both good points. Okay.
As many offers as possible.
This seems like a good one. So we're gonna remove that for now. Scale it up for now. I keep saying for now because we're gonna undo it all in a second. Export this 16-bit, name it Omar. Boom. And I'm just going to, so now we have it on our desktop, so I'm just gonna undo that until.
As possible, leverage those offers to be as many offers as possible. Leverage those buyers on there. You're able to get as many offers as possible.
I think that's how it was.
On there, you're able to get as many offers as.
Cool.
Here's the battle.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and CapCut and just get the no, not CapCut, Canva, and just get these cut out. I'm gonna go 1080 1920, new design, throw in Omar, scale it up, go to background remover, let it do its work. Oh wow. Okay, so that's not exactly what we wanted. So now maybe taking it a step further, cropping it a little bit more. And then maybe even like exporting this out. Going PNG download. Let's try. I've actually never tried this. I'm curious to see if this works. And then duplicate page. Throw that in there. Scale it up, and then go to background remover again. See if it detects that couch cushion. No, it did not. Dang. So if I were to do this manually here, I would go to background remover, go to erase, size, make it a little bit smaller, and just kind of do this manually, which definitely sucks. In hindsight, I probably should just mask it out in Premiere. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Dang, yeah, you know what, chat? Canva let me down. Canva let me down. We're just going to drag these in.
Here's the battle. List your property now. Here's the battle. List your property now, or wait for the battle. List your. Here's the battle. List your property now, or wait for the spring market. Let's go. Property.
So we're just gonna go here. We're just gonna go to opacity. Interesting enough. Okay, so just a little confused here. Unassigned masks. What's going on? Blend mode. Like usually there's like a pen tool up here under opacity. Like what the fuck? If it's not there, I would assume it would go, you go here. Yeah. But we don't want a shape. That just created a shape layer. What the freak is going on? Blend mode. Normal. Legacy. interesting. Happened to tool Premiere Pro 2026. Like what? Oh. New masking tool in Premiere. Oh, hold on. What? Pen mask tool. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So it's not under opacity anymore. It's its own like tool. Pen mask tool, object mask tool. No way. Hold up. Hold up. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Stop playing with me right now, chat. Now what do I do? Effect controls. Unassigned masks. What? What? Hold up. Add, subtract. Yeah, all we want is just that. So okay. Object mask. Alright, I gotta go back to Justin OD show. Thought I could figure it out. Yep, and then it turns red. Damn. Mmm. So you gotta take this and throw it into the opacity. That's crazy. Are you seeing this, chat? This is gonna change the game. I did not know that. Alright, cool. So now we can go in here, crop bottom. No, we don't want a feather. We'll probably put like a some sort of border here. Let's go over to Omar. Bro, chat, check this out. You go object mask tool, and all you need to do now, if it works, Yeah, let me remove all this again. Boom. I just went here. Do I have to go to opacity? Oh. So it's not getting his hand in there. Whoa. We have a lot of settings, it looks like, actually. Mask overlay. Red overlay. Lasso, rectangle. Interesting. Yep. Money. And so then you would take that, and so you'd click on opacity and then do it. If you just do it up here, then you'd have to drag the unassigned mask and assign it to the opacity. That's wicked. That's wicked. That saves so much time, because before you'd have to go into After Effects and rotoscope, but now you can track, object mask track videos in Premiere. Wicked. Wicked, bro. So I say if I want to remove this, I'm sure I could just come to and you can still use the old school pen mask tool. It's just underneath the object mask tool. So if I want to get rid of that little boom there, I just go boom, 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 and it looks different too, chats. Premiere Pro is like seeing what AI can do now, and it's like, all right, we gotta step our shit up. So all I would do is just go and subtract. Hello. And then I'd probably go opacity. No. Oh, because it's under that same. All right. Let's just remove that. Object mask. Cool. And so we want to do a new unassigned mask. Object mask 1. Great. We want to go to opacity. We want to do a new one, which is the old school. Can we do a little? No. Can we use the lasso? Ellipse mask tool. Bruh. And then it still says object. Okay, here we go. And then opacity down. What? Like, what are we doing? Ugh. All we're trying to do is get rid of that. So how do I create another mask, right? You'd go, that's generative extend, which seems super dope. Pen mask tool. And we just want to create a new object mask, like bada bing, bada boom. But this pen mask we want to get rid of. I don't know why it's so hard to do. Like, okay, there we go. I don't know if I like this chat. It might take some getting used to. But like, why was that so hard to do? Did I not just do that exact thing? All right, so boom, we're gonna put Omar down here. I'm trying to be funny, by the way, guys. I'm trying to be funny. All right, boom, and then Dan's gonna slide in.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's list your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go. List your property now. List your
So I'm gonna need, I think I'm just gonna go here and add a shape. I'll make this a different color. We'll probably go here, double click, make this black, and then add a little shadow to it. That should be alright for now. Boom.
List your property now or wait for the spring market.
Make sure Omar's above that.
List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go. List your property now or wait for the spring market. List.
Let's go to smooth slide up.
List your property.
Oh no, so
List your.
we're going to nest that and nest Omar, and then add the smooth slide.
List your property. List your.
But we don't want it to slide up, we want it to slide from the left in. So we're just gonna go
List your property.
to here, and instead of that moving up, we're just gonna go whoop.
List your property now.
Beautiful. And let's do the same thing for Omar. Smooth slide up, but it's really gonna be a smooth side. Actually, that works.
Or wait for the spring market. List your property now or wait for the spring.
But I think, yeah, we'll do it the other way. So boom. We'll just reset the beginning and then bring him out like so.
List your property now or wait for the spring market. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Here's the battle. Here's the battle. List your. Here's the battle. Here's the battle. List your. Here's the battle. List your. Here's the battle. Here's the battle. Here's the battle. List your property now or here's the battle.
I think I might wanna raise that up.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. So here's the battle. List your property now.
And then we'll probably add like a black and white, which I saw Justin O'D show do. Yeah, I didn't even know you could do this, black and white. Effect controls. Let's see how. Nope, there is really no parameters we can do just to sauce it up. It's literally just a black and white effect.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. So property now or wait for the spring market. Property now or wait for the spring market. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Here's the battle. List your property now. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait.
I think we're gonna upgrade these to graphics here, and we're just gonna throw some those smooth slide up transition.
Here's the battle.
Nope, we are not gonna do that. We're going to go presets, text animations, blur and zoom in.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. Here's the battle. List your property now. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market.
I think instead of doing text, we have a good text here. I think we're just gonna do a property sign pop up, and then we're gonna do like a clock, like symbolize waiting down here, and obviously sound effects with it. So let's just go here. Let's go to boom, boom, boom. Bottle elements. New listing. And then videos. New listings. sign. Real estate. What do you call it? A picket sign? Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, well, let's do that. Bridges Sousa, license and download. Desktop. So the chat rate was up, but I don't see any chats. Chat, how we doing? How we feeling? Talk to me, talk to me. And then what do we want for Omar? Yeah, we'll do like a time, just like a clock. Clock ticking. But like an animation, right? Perfect. Something like that. We'll do time passing. Even like a watch glass would be cool. Yeah, something like that. Then we'll go to filters. What is this? Filter? Oh no, my bad. Photo app, dope. So no, we just want to go motion graphics. That's what we wanted. Yeah, I think that's good. Something minimalist like that. And then sign up. Sound effects.
Sign up.
Don't forget. Sign up.
Come on in.
Would something like, I want like a sound like psh, like putting like a one of those things. One of these sounded pretty good. Yeah, we'll do would hit and put like a reverb on it so it sounds a little more cinematic. That'll work. And then we just need clock ticking. I like that. We'll speed it up. All right, now it's time to throw it in and animate these. So boom.
Here's the battle. Lister.
So boom, boom.
Here's the battle. Lister property now.
Let's try this out.
Here's the battle. Lister property now. Here's the battle.
No, we don't want for rent. We want for sale.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring.
And is there one with a little bit more wind?
Lister property.
I like it.
Here's the battle.
I like that.
Lister property now. Here's the battle.
Speed it up a little bit, maybe.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market. Lister property now. Lister.
We'll just go like that.
Lister property now. Lister property now or wait for Lister property now or
Then throw a little wood hit underneath that. And then do boom. Reverb.
Lister.
G -12.
Lister property now. Battle.
And then we're gonna add another smooth slide up.
Lister property. Lister property now. Lister property now.
I actually like that a lot.
Lister property now or
And then wait for the spring market. Delete that. Make this much smaller. And then we're gonna go ahead and add a Luma key to get rid of that white. Go to effects and just play around with the thresholds, the cutoff. There it is. And we want to make sure that there's no make sure that it is just perfect. Cool, that looks good. Scale it up.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market. Wait for the spring market. Wait now or wait for the spring market. Let's wait for or wait for the spring market. Or wait for the spring market. Or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. Or wait for the spring.
Maybe add like a little rotation to it.
Or wait for the spring market.
Oh, and you can still see the, yeah, it's not clean enough on that Luma key there, so cut off threshold.
Wait for the spring market.
I wonder if we could do like a lighten or a darken.
Or wait for the spring market. Or wait for the spring market. Or wait for the spring market. Yeah. Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market.
And then do that clock ticking sound effect. We're definitely gonna speed that up. So to speed it up, we're just gonna hit Command R and then bring it to like a 300.
Wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. Wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
Add one more in there.
So I am all.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. So here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So
here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am.
I like it. I like it. What else did I want to do? I think that's
Here's the
good.
battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. So here's the battle. List your property now or wait. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. So here's the battle. List your property.
Let's see if we can get a quick animation of like flowers growing. That would be sick at the bottom. Flowers growing. Stock video. Ooh. That honestly looks perfect. I think we'll use that. Yeah. And this one. I mean, that's beautiful. We'll do all three of them. Flowers growing, sound effects. Virgil Sousa. Desktop. We're gonna let those download. They're still downloading. Mm-hmm. I can't believe Premiere now has I cannot believe Premiere lets you object track mask now. That you used to have to do that in After Effects, and I wonder if I have to test it out if it beats the timing of After Effects. Like, hey, I'll probably make a video on Premiere Pro's object tracking, new object tracking feature 2026, or is After Effects rotoscoping still, the way to go? I think that's a very interesting concept. All right, so everything is downloaded. We're just gonna unzip them. Dang, these are some hefty files. Holy shite.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market.
And then going up to video 11 layers. When you got a lot of layers when you're editing, that's how you know you're turning up. Yeah, that's a beautiful flower animation. Gee whiz. So we're just gonna start it right here.
Or wait for the spring market.
And obviously we gotta use a screen overlay. Oh shucks. So screen's not gonna work. We're first off, we're gonna scale it down. We're gonna go to effects. We're gonna go to Luma key, and that should take care of it. I might have to do a little adjusting. Luma key, there's Ultra key and there's Luma key, and Luma key just like keys out. Think of a green screen. Keys out the whites or the darks, whereas Ultra Key will key out any actual color. So if you're using a green screen, something along the line of that. So boom, that's the first one.
Or wait for the spring market. Let's go.
That's looking good. All right, come on. Boom.
Or wait for the spring market. Wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So
Ooh. We're gonna make these a lot smaller. A little bit bigger. Down, 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 down.
Wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
so I am all in favor.
Wait for the spring market. Let's go.
So I am all in favor.
Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor.
Spring market. This market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor. Okay.
Wait for the spring market. Or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. Or wait for the spring market. Or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. Or wait for the spring market.
Yeah, this one just grows way too slow, so we're gonna have to play around with the speed of it.
Spring market. Now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
Too slow still.
The spring market. Let's go, Dan. Or wait for the spring market.
Nice, 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 nice. So from here, I think I'm just gonna drop the position down a bit. From here, I'm gonna also drop the position down, spread it out a bit, and then use our last flowers here. Oh, that was it. So we just got sound effects here, and we're just gonna stack them.
Or wait for the spring market. Let's
G -4. I'm just gonna take the flower sound effects, go G -8. I'm gonna take this, go G -8.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
so I am
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
so I am
Here's the battle. List your property now. Here's the battle.
And then right when Dan slides in, I'm gonna go ahead and just add in a kind of whoosh sound effect. So go to my sound effects folder, wherever it is, you just look up sound effects. Go swoosh quick. Drag it over to where it needs to be. And I'm gonna add a reverb on it. Add a low pass on it, and that should be good to go.
Here's the battle. List your
When did he start to slide in? Like right there. So we're gonna drag it over, G -12. Make that more silent.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait.
I'll bring it up like 4.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market.
I'm actually gonna go and turn off this lo-fi beat in the background because I can't really hear it too well.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait.
And there goes Omar. So just gonna.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I
Or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan. So here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
so I
Or wait. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
so
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market.
So we're just gonna go ahead and take all of this. This. Nest it all.
Here's
Right?
the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market.
And add a very slow, gradual zoom in. So keyframe at the front, keyframe at the tail end, and looks like we are missing Dan. So we're gonna undo all that.
List your
So there he is. So just grabbing all of this, again, nesting it all. Adding a keyframe in the beginning for the scale, and then at the tail end, just bumping it up like 3. Adding an ease into it, and there
Here's
you
the
go.
battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
so I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before.
Nice. Cool. Now we can drop down this graphics layer. And just for a clean looking timeline, you can even right click here, go to delete tracks, and then just delete all of these empty tracks here. So you can see your timeline a bit cleaner.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting.
So now I think we should look for some music, like some battle music. Like I'm thinking almost like Mortal Kombat. That's sound effects. Hold up. Ooh. Ooh. That's pretty funny. Debate music, and then maybe it goes into the. That's funny. Yes. Alright, come on. Pause that. Okay. Let's take these and nope, can't do that. So we're just going to shrink these down, these sound effect layers, just so I can see my. Actually, we're gonna delete this too, and we're gonna bring all this up. If you're in the live, if you join up, drop some questions, drop some love, say what's up, please. It'd be much appreciated. Epic battle. So we'll just throw this in.
Here's the battle. List your property now. Wait. Let's go.
So I am.
Here's the battle. List your property now. Wait. Let's go, Dan.
So I am.
Here's the battle.
And then you can go nest that, go inside here, go to an adjustment layer, throw it in there, make it really long, go back into your main sequence, drag it out, and then throw a reverb on it.
Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in.
Then it kind of drags it out like so.
Here's the battle. Lister property.
And obviously, we're gonna just take G and go negative.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market? Let's go, Dan.
So I am all.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market? Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home.
Market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in.
Spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market.
Wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting.
Spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So
here's the battle. Lister property now. Here's the battle. Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market? Let's go, Dan.
so I am all in favor of getting your home on.
Let's go. Go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market? Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting.
Go Command C. Everything that's yellow, we're gonna drop. Boom. Just the Lumetri color.
Here's the battle.
And then everything down here, we're gonna go ahead and highlight all of this. Command C. And then Command V. Everything, including the scale and motion, because we're going to be having this border on top of it. So I'm just gonna drag out all of these as well. But I mean, that's hilarious, as is.
Here's the battle. Lister property now or wait for the spring market? Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people, if the weather is favorable, there's not 2 feet of snow on the ground, it's mild, get it on the market. Mortgage applications are up, buyers are ready to go, inventory is super low right now. Get your home on the market before that wave comes on and try to capture a buyer who's anxious to get under contract.
All good points. What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my sellers to wait to put
Good points. What do you
Buyer who's anxious to get under contract. Anxious to get under contract.
All good points. What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my
What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my sellers to wait to put their house on the market to closer towards springtime. They can.
If you can get your house, I think there's both good points, and I'm going to take a little bit from both of them. If you can get your house ready now, maybe get some early mulch out there. Yes, if there's not snow on the ground, maybe you took pictures from last year, then beat the rush, get it on now, as long as you're ready.
Whether you're interested in getting your home on the market today, or in a few months from now, or even a few years from now, we're ready for you.
Go ahead and extend that. a little bit more.
Just to get under contract.
All good points. What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my sellers to
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people, if the weather is favorable, there's not 2 feet of
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people, if the weather is favorable, there's not 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people, if the weather is favorable, there's not 2 feet of snow on the ground, it's mild, get it on the market. Mortgage applications are up, buyers are ready to go, inventory is super low right now. Get your home on the market before that wave comes on and try to capture a buyer who's anxious to get under contract.
All good points. What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my sellers to wait to put their house on the market to closer towards springtime. They can prepare to get their house ready so it looks in the best condition possible. And then this way, when it's on the market, when there are many buyers on there, you're able to get as many offers as possible, leverage those offers to be favorable in the seller's terms.
I think those are both good points, and I think those are both good. I think there's a I think those are both good points, and I'm going to take a little bit from both of them. If you can get your house ready now, maybe get some early mulch out there. Yes, if there's not snow on the ground, maybe you took pictures from last year, then beat the rush, get it on now, as long as you're ready.
Whether you're interested in getting your home on the market today, or in a few months from now, or even a few years from now, we're ready for you. For now, we're ready for you. Years from now, we're ready for you. Now, we're ready for you.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right.
So, damn, I look-y forgot I'm live right now. I'm gonna offline all of the sound effects
Here's the battle.
and just export the voiceover and simply just do the MP3 file here. So coming to the format, going MP3, you can go, 320. Anything over that is a little overboard. I think that's all it lets you actually. And then just exporting that. I'll just direct it to my desktop. Real simple, real easy. Export. And the secret sauce is to just go to Adobe Podcast Enhance. It's free, and you can just throw in your audio from your reel, and it'll spit you out a cleaner audio file using AI. So, that's all AI is. It's not going to replace anything, it's just going to enhance and multiply what you're able to do, right? So it's being more efficient, not being more creative. You're the one.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am
I like
all
it.
in favor of getting your home on the market.
Just tweak
before
those
the
settings a
actual
little bit.
Spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people if the weather is
Boom,
favorable,
open that
there's
up.
not 2 feet of snow on the ground, it's mild, get it on the market. Mortgage applications are up. Buyers.
Minimize this pre versus post, and we're just gonna throw it in. I'm gonna select all of this, boom, and then just drop it down one, and then just throw this underneath it, disable these, and that should be good.
Here's the battle. List your property now.
And then with all the sound effects and the music,
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor.
Dan.
So
all right.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people if the weather is favorable, there's not.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in favor of getting your home on the market before the actual spring market, which is right around Super Bowl. I tell people if the weather is favorable, there's not 2 feet of snow on the ground, it's mild, get it on the market. Mortgage applications are up. Buyers are ready to go. Inventory is super low right now. Get your home on the market before that wave comes on and try to capture a buyer who's anxious to get under contract.
All good points. What do you say, Omar?
I'm telling my sellers to wait to put their house on the market to closer towards springtime. They can prepare to get their house ready so it looks in the best condition possible. And then this way, when it's on the market, when there are many buyers on there, you're able to get as many offers as possible, leverage those offers to be favorable in the seller's terms.
I think those are both good points, and I'm going to take a little bit from both of them. If you can get your house ready now, maybe get some early mulch out there. Yes, if there's not snow on the ground, maybe you took pictures from last year, then beat the rush, get it on now, as long as you're ready.
Whether you're interested in getting your home on the market today, or in a few months from now, or even a few years from now, we're ready for you.
That's elite.
To wait.
That is elite. I'm just gonna take this and drop it down even more, like a -4.
Months from now, or even a few years from now, we're ready for you.
Here's the battle. List your property now or wait for the spring market. Let's go, Dan.
So I am all in.
So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to actually export, if it'll let me, export the transcripts. I'll export the captions. Alright, export text file, desktop, boom. But ideally you want to export the transcripts because it'll include both your captions and your graphics, you know? So I'm actually going to export this, desktop, replace that last one. I'm going to save the project, go to export, pre-verse post spring market, in parentheses, final, H.264, video match source, render max depth, render max render quality, and then yeah, ideally you might want to bump the bitrate up to anywhere between 20 and 40. 20 is fine for this. But yeah, this is looking fabulous. Ooh, the flower animation, boom. All right, cool. Yeah, just make sure it's directed to the right location you want. So I don't want to export the whole video to my desktop because because I don't want to take up space on my desktop, although I did with all the graphics and whatnot. But those aren't going to be as much as the full video. So export to my hard drive. It's going to do that. And while it's exporting, I can go here into ChatGPT. Go ahead and open up my chat with my real estate guys and just take that transcript, copy it, throw it in, say, or I was gonna type, give me a caption, but it should know by now because I trained it. Yep, boom, caption with SEO hashtags, list now or wait, boom. And sometimes I'll ask it for a cover image idea, but in this case, I'm just trying to get it out to the client. So boom, boom. Let's go ahead and just literally just throw it in there. BST 2026 final. What is it called? Take on every listing, pre-verse post, spring market, bow. And then take that ChatGPT. Oh, I already copied it. Copy it again. And we'll just paste it on in there, make a few tweaks once we actually go to post it. But that's the idea. Oh shit, yeah, see there's an error. So let me edit it right now. Dan says list early, beat the competition. Omar says, and then Eric says, why not both? Boom. So yeah, that's it. Bada bing, bada boom. Sent off to them for review. And now we can go ahead and, well, we're gonna wait for their response, see if it's good to post. We get the green light. If gotta make any revisions, what's up? But what we're gonna do now is, do I take a break? Do I hop off stream, or do I organize my music video? How long we been on here for? 3 hours and 19 minutes. Woo! I think it might be time to take a little break, chat. I think that next live we go and we organize the music video. What do we say, Cardi? Word. So it's been a real fun one, guys. I really appreciate everyone for joining up, participating, dropping some fire in the chat, comments. It's been a good day. Got a decent amount done. I am going to mentally reset, go for a little walk, hit some push-ups, eat some food, and yeah, I'll be back. I'm trying to do these on Fridays. So all the love sent out to you. Appreciate you from the very depths of my heart. Have a great rest of your day or night from wherever you are, and much love. Peace. How do I stop this? I forgot. I forgot how to stop the stream. Hold up. End the stream. All right. Peace for real. All the love. Peace out, gang. Boop.